today, we have got two league games for you, MK Dons and Doncaster, coming up in today's episode. Since you were last here, well, things have certainly improved. After losing the opening day of the season pretty convincingly, we've not lost a league game since then, so I'm pretty happy with how things have turned out. We also managed to make one more signing as well. We got another player in on loan to cover at right back, so I think we've got a decent side this season. I suppose first of all, we'll take you through that transfer actually. Technically, we've got two transfers. I mentioned the first one to you last episode. It was more of a case of just waiting for confirmation to come through. But Mark Rodman signs from Wolves for £17,000. Again, a young player we brought in. Probably not ready for this division yet, but he's sort of designed to make money for us in the future, hopefully. Unfortunately, no one wants to take him on loan, so he's stuck at the club here for a little bit. But either way, I think he'll still make a bit of money for us when we look to sell him on in the future. So Mark Robin's not really one to worry about too much. We don't have to think about him a lot. But we have brought in Mitchell Watts from Arsenal. He's going to be our other right back this season. He's not the best, if I'm honest with you right now. 2.5-star current ability. But he's got 5-star potential, and that 5-star potential is Premier League potential. So if things don't work out for him at Arsenal, he's more than welcome to come here and fulfil that Premier League potential to become a right back for us for a long, long time. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. He's never been away on loan, but does have Premier League appearances for Arsenal. 2 of them, in fact. And those 2 Premier League appearances obviously put him in good stead because in his 3 appearances so far for us, he's got a 7.7 average rating. So I can't complain. So since you were last here, when we lost 2-0 to Burton on the opening day of the season, we have been lucky, actually. We've played teams lower down the table, teams that aren't going to be that strong. Burton are, I think, one of the favourites to win the league this season, so that's fair play. Rochdale, though, we played them bottom of the table, and they were beating us, actually, until the 92nd minute when Carl Smith grabbed an equaliser, and then Gabriel Tiriac got the winner 2 minutes later. Very, very lucky in that game. Left it very, very late, but the first 3 points were on the board, and they sort of continued since then. Next up was a clean sheet, a 2-0 win against Aldershot at home. Mel Goff and Craig Mooney, the new winger, with goals in that game. Again, Mooney was a player we wanted to bring in to send on loan to then make money in the future. However, no one wants him on loan either. So he actually managed to play a game and got a goal. So he's done all right, actually. After that, we played Championship side Swansea in the Carabao Cup first round. Unfortunately, we lost that one. It was 2-2, but the goal that separates it was Turiak's own goal. So that was a bit of a shame, but I don't think we were expecting to beat Swansea, so I'm not really too concerned about that result. After a Swansea game, Richard Smith grabbed the only goal of the game against Colchester. Richard Smith, the leading goal scorer at Lincoln United this season so far with only 2 goals. Again, that's a little bit of a worry that our defender's currently the top goal scorer with 2 goals, but we've scored quite a few. We've got 9 or 10 different goal scorers so far this season, which actually, that's not a bad problem to have. The only problem is it's our strikers that aren't scoring the goals. It's literally everyone else. After the Colchester game, we travelled to Manchester, took on Salford and won 3-0. Ramich with a goal, Mason with another one, and Andy Littler with a one just after that to make sure we've got all 3 points and 3 goals in that game. So very, very good stuff for us. Only the one loss so far this season. Of course, that was the opening game of the season against Burton, who are, as you'd expect, top of the table as things stand. Notts County just below them, and then we are level on points with County. They've got +2 goal difference better than us. County will be a very, very good side this season because they signed about 3 of our targets. It was so annoying because County seemed to get every single one of our targets pretty much. So that was frustrating. County are going to do very well this season. Hopefully, though, we'll do well without our targets. We're sitting pretty at the moment in 3rd, 3 points clear of Blackburn outside the playoffs, and of course a beautiful 9 points clear of Salford in the relegation zone. So that's quite nice to see. Today's opponents, MK Dons in 15th and Doncaster in 16th. Fingers crossed they are just routine wins like these other games that we've had because they've been relatively straightforward so far. So this is the lineup for today's game. McClement stays in goal as per usual, of course. Turiak comes back onto that left side of the defence. Last episode we played Simpson, but Turiak has played pretty well. We sort of swapped him a bit, and there's a reason Turiak got in the team of the season last year for our division, and he's just so good. So we stay at left back for now. Same Richard Smith and Carl Smith at centre back, but our new right back Watts comes in to play instead of Asuko, who hasn't really played particularly well so far this season. Woodthorpe also moves back into that CDM position ahead of Hunter, just because I think it was a bit of a mistake playing Hunter. Maybe Woodthorpe is the out-and-out CDM in our squad, so he's playing there. No change in the middle of the park, though, with Litter and Ramich still there. Robbins and Griffiths still out wide because Kane Hayes has only just come back from the injury. Still not played a game yet, still recovering from that injury to play on the right-hand side. So when he does recover, he will swap over from Griffiths, but it's just taken a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take. And then up front is our new striker, Butler. Not started a game yet. This is going to be his first start, I believe. And that's a lie. He has started one game already and came on as a substitute in another game. So only his second start of the season. I've been inclined to try and play Wade Ross, but he's not scored a goal yet. So it's time to give Butler a go. So there we go. There's your lineup. MK Dons being taken on today at home. I think it said before the game, we should have about 3,500 fans at today's game, so that would be very nice. I have also decided as well, a lot of you have been telling me that I'm being sentimental with Mark Mason, and yes, I am, and he should go. We probably should tell him. He's not going to be the man to fire us into the Championship, unfortunately. However, I absolutely adore him. You know, he's such a quality player. I don't want to forget him. There is a way that you can change the stadium name. So I'll leave a little link in the top of the screen right now. There is a video telling you, it's done by the second yellow card. He made a video on how you can change the name without using the editor. And it involves basically going into the game files and changing the ID numbers and things like that. But when Mark Mason does go, what do you think about renaming the Lincoln United Stadium to the Mark Mason Memorial Stadium? I personally think that's beautiful. So let me know what you think in the comment section. But even if you say no, I'm very tempted to do that. Either way, we've just regained possession at centre-back, and Richard Smith puts the ball forward towards Butler, who doesn't quite get it, but Griffiths gets on the interception. He comes in, cuts inside the area, shot saved by the goalkeeper, but a lovely little move to get us going. MK Dons are a decent side. I think they should do quite well this season. I think they've had a bit of a slow start to this season, so they should pick up at some point and be in and around the playoffs, as Butler nearly puts it in the back of the net twice there. Initial shot save, I think he got tackled there on the follow-up, unfortunately. Turek's corner coming in all the way through. Nothing happens from that, unfortunately. As I was saying, though, MK Dons should do well this season. I'm expecting them to turn it around at some point. So don't just think today's going to be an easy game because they're already quite far down the table. So throw in for us. Watts puts it in, and it's sort of played round the edge of the area. Woodthorpe into Ramic. Ramic cuts it. And that is the player we've got in Admir Ramic. I mean, we've sold him, obviously, but he's back on loan. And this is why I wanted him back on loan, because he's just drawn 4 players towards him, and yet still manages to have a shot from the edge of the area and still manages to put it in the back of the net. He is absolutely insane, Admir Ramic, I think. He's only 3-star current ability, and it only says he's like good enough for some League One sides. But I reckon he's already Championship quality, as that is a Championship quality save from our goalkeeper there. Our goalkeeper, McClement, I think is absolutely underrated as well. He's been absolutely phenomenal the past 2 seasons. So I think a lot of our players deserve more credit than they get. Chance for MK Dons just before the break, though, although we have cleared the danger, and Admir Ramic coming forward once again on the ball. He puts it up towards Butler. Butler looking for his first goal for the club. Still isn't going to get his first goal. The wait goes on. Half time then, and we're in a good position. We're in a good position. 1-0 up against MK Dons at home as well. I'm happy with how things are going right now. If we can just grab one more goal as a bit of a cushion, I'd feel a lot better about things as well. As previously mentioned, nearly 3,500 fans here at the stadium, so that'll be a good bit of boost in ticket sales for us. I'm waiting for the day when we actually start to sell this stadium out consistently. I thought we might be doing it by now, but apparently not. We are having a quiet second half though, which is fine by me because it means MK Dons can't score goals. I think we are going to make some changes though. Turak and Ramic are the candidates to come off the pitch, but they are the 2 players playing the best on the pitch, but they're just tired out there. So we'll bring Simpson on for Turak. We'll bring Goff on for Ramic. It's a little bit of a risk maybe, but we'll bring Goff on. The 2 best players on the pitch right now coming off, but we want to rest them up for the next game as well, of course, against Doncaster. We don't want to be getting our players too tired too early on in the season. 20 minutes to go. MK Dons perhaps coming back into the game ever so slightly, looking at the shots and shots on target. It is level in the stats now. Littler gets in the way of that ball though, and Butler plays it out to Griffiths. If we can grab a second goal here, I'll be much happier. We've not grabbed a second goal, and now MK Dons have a chance to come on a counter-attack. Lewis now on the ball. He plays it all the way back, and actually it's an awful ball back. Butler collects it. Can we now come on a bit of a counter-attack as Goff gets tackled? And no, we're not going to come on the counter-attack because the ball forward is nearly a good... I thought that back pass wasn't going to be good enough then, but we have retained possession. It's end-to-end stuff right now. It's anyone's guess who's going to score the goal. But Butler, behind the defence, still isn't going to get his first goal for the club. Still, it's only Mark Mason of all the strikers that we've got that scored a goal so far this season. Tyler Monk, who we had last season on loan, is actually playing for MK Dons right now. I believe that's Tyler Monk. It is Tyler Monk who we had last season. We decided not to get him back because I didn't think he was going to be quite good enough this season. I mean, perhaps that was a mistake, but he was a solid player. But MK Dons have got him, and we're the ones in third in the table right now, second in the table now, winning this game. MK Dons are losing it and far down the table, so perhaps actually we did make the right choice not bringing Tyler Monk back. Talking through all that has brought the clock right to the end of the match now with 2 minutes of added time. I don't think another goal is going to go in the back of the net. I think this is just going to be it's just the closing highlight of the game, thankfully. Lincoln United 1, MK Dons 0, another 3 points and another clean sheet. And there we go, 5 wins in a row. Pretty early on in the season. That's really nice form to lead us into the rest of the season. If we can carry on like that, I'll be more than happy. So we've got a nice week off now until the Doncaster game, which is quite nice. The first few weeks of the season are usually quite busy. You usually get a lot of fixtures going on towards the end of the season as well, with a lot of midweek fixtures as well. So I like to get a nice bit of rest when we have a long week off like this. And of course, after his superb goal, the boy, Admir Ramic, named in Team of the Week. As is Watts, actually. Watts also named in Team of the Week, which is, I don't know if that's surprising or not. I don't think he played that well, but clearly the pundits seem to think so. Also, I can't remember if I actually managed to tell you or not, but the board cancelled our training facilities and our youth facilities upgrades. They just cancelled it because at the time, at the end of the season, we had no money. Then we sold players, and I thought, okay, let's try and get it back again. And the board said, no, you can't upgrade the facilities. We're not letting you. So we've had no facilities upgraded, which is unfortunate. We'll try again actually now that I think about it, because it's always worth asking. Again, they always say, yes, we'll find you an affiliate club as well to get more money and more players on loan and things like that, but they always never actually find it. They always just say, yes, we'll find it, and then say, unlucky, we didn't find anyone. Always quite annoying. Let's make a board request. Facilities, improve training facilities, please. Right. Help our players reach their potential. The facilities are good enough. They're not good enough. They're only like basic or average or below average even, I think. I'm of the opinion state-of-the-art facilities would help us convince potential signings we're a modern, forward-thinking club. It would. However, we are of the opinion that the strong squad is good enough and no requirements are needed. So your request has been denied. So no more training facilities. It's so frustrating. I just want better facilities. We'll also ask for an increased youth level. Now that seems to be a bit... that in the past, this has worked more than just asking for increased youth facilities. So the youth level is sort of like how good the academy is, just sort of ranks it a little bit. So let's consider pushing the academy to the next attainable level to help our youngsters reach their potential, please. We'd rather sign players to play for the first team than develop them yourselves. Okay, well, I don't want to do that because I just want some really kick-ass regens, if I'm honest with you. So we could have quite an advantage over our rivals if we could produce better players, which we would. And we're not going to consider it with the current financial situation. We've got over £1 million in the bank. I think we can afford it. It is frustrating. Let's ask if they'll just increase the junior coaching at least. That might just increase the chance of a good regen slightly. Can we please increase it? He says no straight away, of course. We'll be left behind by our rivals. Again, no. Please, I've raised the profile of the club. Will you please do it? And they're not going to do it because of the present financial situation. The present financial situation is we've got 1.2 million in the bank. Why can't we pay it for it? Please. I know projection isn't... Okay, actually projection's awful. That is really awful. I thought it was better than that. I can now understand why they are rejecting it then. Why are we in this much debt though, come the end of the season? Why are they predicting that? Like what kind of stuff are we spending money on? 5.3 million apparently we're spending, expenditure-wise. Why? What kind of stuff are we spending? The new chairman, actually, he's a bit of a liar. He said he was going to wipe off all this debt as well, but he never did wipe the debt off. He put 300k into the club, but never actually wiped this debt out, which he said he was going to. So that's another reason I don't like this new chairman. I mean, player wages have gone up slightly, but not enough to put us that much in the red. Like, they've gone up a little bit. I'm not really sure why or what's going on here as to why is it all suddenly just increased loads. It's annoying. I just want a billionaire to come into our club, give us £1 billion, and we'll be sorted for life. I don't think we're going to change the lineup at all. I think we'll actually make Butler a pressing... He wants to be a pressing forward, but I like the advanced forward. But let's just try him out, see what he does as a pressing forward. But I just don't know if that's the thing as a lone striker. Saying that, though, our first 3 seasons or so, if I remember rightly, Connor Robinson played as a lone striker, as a pressing forward, and scored 50, 60 goals in 3 seasons. So actually, maybe we are missing a trick here. Right then, kickoff is upon us. We're at home once again today, which is quite nice, taking on Doncaster. Of course, we moved up to second at the very end of last episode, or last game rather, because Notts County dropped some points at the very end. So that was good. Moved to second in the table, which is a very nice position to be in. Doncaster, though, do have a chance very early on that comes crashing back off the post, and we've been a bit lucky there not to concede an early goal to Doncaster. Again, another free kick for them now. This time it does go in the back of the net. Doncaster grabbing the goal through Keith Leake there, which is a little bit frustrating. Doncaster all the way down in 14th right now, have just jumped up to 14th rather. So actually they were down in 18th because all these teams have just dropped down below them. So that's Even more frustrating, we do have the quality though to come back in this game and win it. Saying that though, 20 minutes in, we are still to have a shot. Yet to have a shot in this game, so that's not good. We're going to say demand more. Turek's now got a chance with his free kick, and that was a pacey free kick, to be fair, just over the bar, unfortunately. We're going to move up to attacking as well. I just think we need to get a move on, to be fair. 26 minutes and still in the one shot from the free kick. That's not good. We're not creating the chances from open play, which we usually do. Another free kick for Doncaster. They are very dangerous from set pieces. They all seem to back out. It's cleared, but only as far as Doncaster players who are on the edge of the area look very dangerous. I'm a bit concerned that we're just not matching the game plan at all. So as we approach half-time, I am not happy with this at all. I don't understand what's going wrong, considering we played so well against MK Dons last time out. Doncaster are walking all over us. I mean, Thomas Kendall in the comments, he's going to be livid. He's a Leeds fan who lives in Doncaster, so he really wants to see Doncaster lose, I reckon. We're not doing it. I'm sorry, lad. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe you try and talk to the players. Come on, lads. Show some desire. Look like you want to be a team that wins. They all looked motivated to go into the second half. We'll see if they actually respond to that at all. We may have to change the shape a little bit going into the later stages of the game. Again, another big attendance today, which is quite nice. Shame we're not putting on a show for them. We have quickly had some shots, though, which is good. Finally getting some shots on the board is good. We're going to say push forward out there, but I think we will make some changes. Neither of our wingers playing particularly well, so it might actually be the time for Kane to come on. Kane Hayes to come on the right hand side of the pitch, make his debut as that winger. We'll put him on attack as well, just so we can get further down the line, try and create a few more chances perhaps. He needs to come on. Wade Ross also going to come on for Butler, who just hasn't impressed at all today either. So there are two changes that we'll make right now. We may make another change later on, maybe slightly more defensively, but we've got 30 minutes to get back into this game. When it says push forward again, we will be pressing push forward, because that is literally, that's my go-to. I don't know what else to do other than just say push forward. I'll tell you what, we'll say get creative instead. That might work. After such a superb start to the season, though, I will be disappointed to lose to Doncaster if this is how things are going to work out. We are right back in this game now. You know, in terms of stats, we're ahead in shots now, 8 shots to 7 shots. We've really turned it on in the second half, but no highlights for us, and that's one of the big issues. Littler puts it out towards Hayes, who just about gets there. He squeezes the crossing clear, but only as far as Littler on the edge of the area. Woodthorpe back to Littler. Littler back to Woodthorpe. Ramage rather back to Littler. Littler's what a goal that is. Littler was absolutely instrumental there, passing the ball off, creating those spaces. He gets it into Robbins, who puts it into the top corner. He's rescued a point as things stand. Let's say encourage out there. Oh, maybe we can't say encourage yet then. Either way, we've got 5 minutes now to grab a goal. I reckon we can do it. I know we can do it. I just don't think the players know that because they're not doing it yet. Come on. What's going on? You've got 2 minutes to grab a goal. All right. Don't grab it. I bet they're going to score from this free kick. They have a few decent shots there, to be fair, Doncaster. Don't score the goal. We've been given a free kick for some reason, but it's not taken. It's full time. 1-1 to Doncaster. It's not the worst result in the world, but given the way we played in the first half, I'm not very pleased with that result or that game, to be fair. We should have picked up the 3 points. That should have been a win, a routine win for us. Will we come to rue that towards the end of the season? Potentially. Luckily, though, it is still very early days. We're still third in the table after 6 or 7 games, 7 games or so that's still good. But after the start we've had this season, I did expect better. We have been lucky with the teams that we've played so far this season. We are third in the table right now. Wimbledon managed to overtake us on goal difference and things like that. But as we look forward to the next few games now, Blackburn, Rotherham, Wimbledon, these teams are now starting to get a bit better as we move into the later stages of the further into the seasons, I should say. Next episode then is going to come around pretty quickly because we can't not do the Lincoln City game. It's the Dam Busters derby, the Lincoln derby. We've got to do that. So we'll do that game and then also the Middlesbrough game because we've never lost to Middlesbrough. So hopefully we'll pick up another win against them. So thank you very much then for watching today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.